So I haven't recorded a video in a couple of weeks now, so let's get started on making something. So my buddy Red wanted me to make some more boom bap for him. So I think I'm going to start with drums, which is a little bit different than how I normally do. So let's begin. So this one I do like the texture of, but let me see if I can't find something else. So one thing that I've started doing a lot recently is omitting the second snare clap. I don't know why, I just like the way that it opens up this part of the beat and gives it a little bit more space. It's also kind of cool because I don't know, people expect there to be that second snare clap there, and then when there's not, I don't know, it just kind of changes the feel of the beat in a way. And I think I'm going to take the kick and change it slightly. So in this half, let's do maybe like a ba-dum bum thing here. So like that. Actually, that can be the only difference here. And then in this half, we can change it a little bit more. So let's do like a bum bum, bum bum. Over here, let's maybe add this one. Okay, then never mind. That's going to be right on. This one may not work, but I'm going to try it and just see. And let's go to the snares and copy and paste them. With like a snare, or I'm sorry, with like a trap beat or something like that, I would sometimes put a snare like right here or like right here. Sometimes I'll also put them over here. For now, I'm going to leave it kind of open and just copy and paste this pattern as is, and I'll maybe use other sounds to fill out that space. So let's start from the beginning. Wonder what it would sound like if I layered this. I'm kind of feeling like the trash can-y, like metallic, I don't know, like industrial kind of sounding drums. I'm kind of feeling that. We'll see if it stays like that when I'm finished with this, but so this one's hitting right where a kick is hitting, which sometimes is okay, sometimes it's not desired. I think I'm okay with it, but at the same time, I think I'm not. I think I'm just going to add a bunch of different layers and sounds to this, and so I'm going to get rid of some of these and just only have 2 of these playing for this pattern, and then just keep adding different sounds and different textures. Okay, I think for the snare clap sounds and rims and that sort of thing, I think that's enough. Let's start adding some hats, whether they be open or closed. Let's start with open hats. And I think I want this to be even shorter than it is. So I'm going to fade it out a little bit. Okay, something else I'm going to do with my hi-hats is I'm going to move them back a little bit. So I'm shifting them back by 2. That way they're just barely hitting a little bit late. Main kick and main snare sound right on the grid, but I'm going to kind of randomize all of my other snare clap sounds. So let's take these and hit Alt-Q and just kind of let them randomly move back and forth a little bit. So see how they're moved off the grid a little bit now? So let's do the same thing with these. Alt-Q. I think I have the dotted eighth note grid selected when I'm randomizing like this, in case you're curious. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. I just like the results I get from that one. So Alt Q. And then I'll do the same thing with the open hats. And then I'm taking my main hats, and I'm not randomizing the timings, so they're all pretty consistently timed. However, they are a little bit late. So everything's just kind of shifted around a little bit. So not everything is perfectly on the grid. But some things are. And I think that's important. I think people forget that. When people hear, oh, you want things to be different and you want things to be off the grid, you know, and you want to emulate people that do that, that's important. But what's also important is having something that is on the grid, because you, like, if you're going to have things that are inconsistent, you want something else that is consistent that kind of glues things together and keeps things, you know, all together. So I think I'm going to go through and move some of these other sounds to be a little bit late as well. So I'm going to take these snares and shift them back one. So that one got moved a little bit closer to be on grid, which is okay. And let's do the same with one of our open hat sounds. So let's do this one. Just shift them over by, let's do 2 this time. So you'll notice all of my kicks are dead in the center. All of my main snare clap sounds are dead in the center, as are my other layer. But then all of my non-main sounds, you'll notice, are panned left and right. So left and right, left and right. And I do this for a couple of reasons. The main one is just to make it more interesting to listen to, so not everything is just dead in the center. But also it like gives you space to work with in the middle. So it kind of moves some of those frequencies out of the middle so that your, you know, main snare clap or your main kick or your 808 or whatever you want to shine through isn't competing with as many things in that center space. So, or at least that's the theory. That's my idea anyway. So these are also panned. And then you'll notice my main hi-hats are not panned. They're still in the center. So my main sounds I keep in the center. Everything else I like to, you know, pan left to right for the most part.